What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? We have updates. Alim McNeill and the injury he suffered last season, the ACL injury, which we all assumed that it was going to take time for him to recover. Well, we have an official statement from Dan Campbell on what he expects from Alim McNeill. And no, it is April 1st, but this is not April Fool's. I promise you. All right, let's get to the quote. Dan Campbell asked about Alim McNeill. He said, won't be ready at the start of camp and probably not early in the season, which Lions fans all kind of assume this, but now that you have the official report that, hey, Alim McNeill's not going to be ready to go early, especially training camp early in the season. So when you think about it, he probably won't come back to around mid-season because, again, when he's healthy and ready to go and he can actually work out and get on the field, it's still going to take time before he's able to go out there and actually play the same amount of snaps he played last year. So the big question for me, and I think for a lot of Lions fans, is who steps up? You know, what happens with the absence of Alim McNeill? And I have a couple of names that I want to mention here that I think are very intriguing, right? Because Alim McNeill is a very good player. They just signed him to an extension a year ago. But with his absence, I think a couple of players could really benefit from this. And the first one I'm going to go with is a guy they brought back on a one-year deal who actually didn't play too bad last year. And I think is going to have a bigger opportunity to go out and prove himself, prove his draft stock or his pick, the pick he was selected with, and prove that he can be a legitimate NFL starter. And that's Levi Onwuzurike. I think Levi Onwuzurike is going to have a good opportunity here to go in, start for Alim McNeill, and really show more of what he showed last season. Because last season, in my opinion, there was games where Levi Onwuzurike looked and had flashes of what Brad Holmes thought he was coming out. And now Levi Onwuzurike is going to have a full off season. You know, he had that back injury early on. He's going to have a full off season to get healthier, and then go out there and play meaningful snaps right away. I think another player you need to take into consideration would be the late pick from last year, Mekhi Wingo. I think Mekhi Wingo is another name that you have to pay attention to because coming out of college, LSU, he was a player that should have been drafted way earlier, but for whatever reason wasn't. But I love what he can do, rushing the passer, solid against the run. I think Mekhi Wingo, to me, I'm excited because I think Mekhi can be actually pretty good in this league. And with the Lions and what they have with Levi and Mekhi Wingo, they have two guys that are capable. Now Mekhi with another year under his belt, getting healthier. Those guys can go in and play. Now, will there be another draft pick? I don't know. There's a lot of options. And we've done draft picks every single week here on Crunch Time Sports. And we've had Deion Walker. We've had Ty Robinson. We've had Kenneth Grant in some of our drafts as well. And this doesn't rule out to me the idea of drafting a defensive tackle because I don't think it's that bad of an idea. Now, not only to play that 3-tech spot, which Alim McNeill does so well, but also maybe play with Alim McNeill in the future. You know, Alim, you want him to get healthy, right? He's under a long-term deal, so you don't want to rush him back or anything. They're going to need him for a postseason run, and it's unfortunate that they're going to miss one of their better defensive linemen for a good chunk to start the season. But when you look at what it could do for other guys, like Levi Onwuzurike, like Mekhi Wingo, like potentially the rookie they draft, I think it could be a positive thing. So you're going to get to evaluate players you probably wouldn't have if Alim McNeill was healthy. So although this stings, you're going to find out what you have in Levi, Mekhi, and possibly a rookie. Now, the question is, what player do you think gets the nod and what player benefits the most? Who has the most to gain? I'm going to go with Levi Onwuzurike because they're probably going to trust him more considering he started a lot of last year as well, played a lot of snaps with all the injuries. So I'm going to go with Levi. I think Levi can benefit from this greatly and maybe prove to not only the NFL, but to himself that he can stick around for a while. So I think Levi has the most to gain here, although I'm excited for Mekhi Wingo. But what do you guys think? Do you think a draft pick could come in and take the spot and really shine like a Kenneth Grant? Because I am not opposed to the idea of a Kenneth Grant. He's going to be an excellent player. Or do you think it's more of a Levi, Mekhi Wingo thing where those two step in and contribute? No doubt this is tough news for Lions fans and the Lions, but at the end of the day, he'll be back. So it's not over. It'll be okay. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll read the comments, read as much as I can. And we will be live tonight to break it all down and more. But until then, I will catch you all. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or Show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.